Is Voice for the Voiceless Part 2 about Econ Breakfast's rehabilitated April 6th Monday account through incognito mode. I believe I've gotten to the end of this thread. We've done like 20 minutes, and then I think I'm going to have to shut it down. So this is like one of a two-part series and see how far I can get. Because this is what we have, is just like thread upon thread upon thread, and it just... Okay, so here we are. Oh no. Okay, I don't know who this person is. Okay, so there's... Okay. This isn't really fun for you guys, I know. It's super boring. Okay, optics, and then I think this thread, and then, okay, let's just go through the tweets, but not the deeper threads, because they're like little dangling participles. So, okay, so, yeah, I said it, what, you got a problem? Let's see, no, let's go into the main thing. Let's see. By the way, okay, this is new. By the way, I've never been banned from a Discord server. I think it's important to point out that this man lies constantly, given that he's insistent on getting me charged with something and institutionalized, which is a fantasy. Stop fantasizing. Okay, and oh no, oh no, are there new emails? I hope not, no, but sometimes things get like highly recycled because of the regurgitative. This is so hard for my eyes. This is just terrible. Okay, so damage control. I noticed you went dark again. Nice attempt. Okay, so this might be a new Farley email. Warnings, like trigger warning. It's Farley, so it might be rude. Okay, nice attempt at damage control. The open investigation can come to a close right now. I do have that authority, but you'll have to take off that script archive link in your description and never mention Mary or me again. You're causing her and me emotional distress. This can all go away. It's up to you. Do you want to see me in a courtroom with advocates by my side, or would you rather see me at a Portland protest where we're both doing our jobs as reporters and videographers? This doesn't have to be difficult. You can still talk about me, but only if it's embedded in the format of a newly released video of me in a public setting. No more long threads, no more character assassinations, or what I perceive to be a campaign of harassment. I don't want to prevent you from being a journalist. But that's not what you're doing at all. I have taken down bigger shits than you with much less toilet paper at my disposal. Go ahead, F with me. I'll give you 24 hours to decide. If the script link isn't scrubbed from the internet, you'll be hearing from our firm. Farley, parentheses, ain't fucking around. So then here's, please unprotect your shitty fucking Twitter. I need to know what you're up to. Because of you, I've had violent encounters with Antifa. And that's where Econ Breakfast is a threat, because Econ feeds this information to a private little club of like bored teenagers in masks who like to beat people up, graffiti, and smash windows. And stalk and cut hair and do stalking, graffiti, and poster campaign. Just kid stuff. But they're like, it's getting old. Okay? So I've had violent encounters with Antifa. How do I know you're not secretly coordinating another attack? You're a danger to society who's trying to influence more dangerous masked thugs. You could have me killed and wouldn't have to lift a finger except for the typing. If you want to go underground so badly, why don't you just get back on Discord? Oh, that's right, because you're a pedophile, allegedly, who was orbiting children, so they permanently banned you. Farley's true purpose. Oh no, I never heard of this. Oh no, oh no. Okay, I give you 24 hours to make things right, and you effed me. You'll be hearing... oh no, oh no, okay. Alright, so that's where we are as of today. So more has gone on that I've not been aware of. Okay. Oh, yay! Oh, they mentioned my favorite lawyer friend. Okay, just another lie from Brandon Michael Farley. It says Econ Breakfast 3 minutes ago. I haven't vanished. Mary Ang's brain garbage lawyer Keith Fink, this is all very public, hasn't contacted me, nor has the FBI. All the lies. Okay, so the right of reply is revoked when a person like Econ Breakfast blocks someone like me. So Twitter is fun because it's open. That's maybe one of my biggest gripes with someone like econbrkfst is they want a very close network. It's why I hate Facebook. So I find it's almost like taking a good tool and turning it into something really hurtful and like constrictive and making you feel terrible when you see someone being harassed so brutally. And I reported a lot of econbrkfst's sexual tweets to Twitter. So that is scary in a way because nobody really wants to have their genitals on display till the end of time with your like gay or trans stalker or whatever. That's like if someone says no, stop. No means no. Stop tweeting about genitals, econbrkfst. And I think that's just as simple as it needs to be. And I'm not sure if econ has gone back or has the time or internet to go back and delete some of these offensive sexual obsession tweets, but that would be a good place to start. Like, just noticing that Mr. Angio, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who this Boo Farash lady is. By the way, okay, I've never been banned from Discord. Then here it goes. Warning, my feed's very shit right now due to nature of research. Sorry if you were expecting something else, but what I'm tweeting about is determined by what I'm focusing on in the moment. Somebody who was analyzing this, and I don't take offense because I kind of identify on the autism spectrum type personality. Like I think people in my family have this, but they called it weaponized autism because it's so like highly minutiae oriented. But it's sort of missing the big picture quite a lot. Focusing on the moment, blah, 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 something of a train. It's kind of a cool shot. Film-wise, 31 minutes ago, I don't feel I have a choice but to do what I'm doing with regards to this whole mess. I don't feel like I have a choice. Okay, that gives me insight I never wanted to be a part of. I understand others would do things differently and how, but you're not the one having your life fucked in this specific situation. No, I can't just turn it off. I unprotected my account, walked my dogs. Brandon Michael Farley Media, emailed me within minutes with more threats. Yes, I'm going to post this. I'm not trying to provoke him. I'm documenting a pattern of concern happening for when I can counter his lies. Okay, deep breath. Oh, and this is just the like basically wanting to get legal support. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't keep emphasizing that for optics or something. I'm not an inherently violent person or sexual one. It'd be nice if those who don't know me stopped assuming they do, or assuming I think I know you. I'm observing trends patterns. Okay, here, I've done publicly defending myself for now. I feel a compulsive need to do so. It stems from PTSD. If you think that's funny, that sexual harassment and bigotry are funny, that Adam Waffen and Jeremy Christian are funny, my honest feeling is that you're a piece of shit. Okay, language. But for people who don't know, Jeremy Christian is a man who pulled out a knife and sliced some throats on a train in Portland. And these people are talking about it a lot. It's very triggering and upsetting for them. And, God, it's upsetting for far and beyond the Portland metro area. It's a very, very upsetting case. And what the public was not allowed to know is that one of the people the guy who didn't die, who had his throat sliced, attempted to handle the guy, Jeremy Christian, when he was being belligerent. And by handle him, I mean also assaulting him and slamming him on the floor of the train, which seemed to anger him or trigger his disturbance even further to the point of homicidal violence. And it is just horrifying footage the whole world got to see just recently because of that trial. And we weren't really given the full scope of that. And I'm not sure why, because there was sort of a media narrative. And it's atrocious and it's sad, and mega condolences to the family. The guy who did the throat slicing had taken a bullet to the face, and I was arguing that he had brain damage that was impacting his thinking skills, and supposedly it never came up at the trial, and I'm just like, how can that not come up at the trial? But it was a Portland police inflicted bullet wound. during a violent robbery. So he wasn't making good decisions when he was doing a robbery, pulling a gun on a cop, getting shot in the face. Obviously, that's not a good decision. But okay, so I hate this. Okay, you're so vain, Garly Simon, I get it. So, 10 minutes through this, pretty weird that certain people who are concerned. Okay, I think that's the one I went through. I sort of joked here. I didn't insult his. No, we've been through that one. Okay. Okay, did he finally move on to something that's not Brandon Farley? 2 hours ago, he was tweeting about Andy. No, it's NGO, Mr. Andy NGO. Sometimes, well, okay, this is so boring. Okay, I get, look at how cute Brandon is. Isn't that what it's all about? And it's like, if you block me, I want to see all your footage, even though it's the same footage. Like, get some new footage, I don't know. I'm going to interview him, hopefully, and figure out what this is all about, if I can. I don't know how to get him to, like, stop sending emails to Econ that they have, like, this woundedness they're bringing out in each other. It's sort of so upsetting. Because I think Econ would make a really great friend if Econ wasn't coming at me with so much prejudice. And, like, if someone's late to this meeting, he's like, hey, what did I miss? Fill me in. What's going on? Like, you don't just be, like, shunned, blocked, excommunicated. And that's what this Econ has done, but I get it because it's, like, this personal obsession with Brandon and Brandon alone. And I'm like, okay, it's looking kind of scary. Oh my god, I would hate that something bad happened to either one of them. They need to stop. Oh my god, I don't document the harassment, threats, examples of hypocrisy, bigotry. I've not always been perfectly kind of right. Okay, these screenshots gone on to Haley Adams. This film. It's not as if I didn't see this coming. I didn't expect it to happen so fast or be so bizarre. I should have noted. I still welcome anyone who feels that I've sexually abused them to come forward honestly. Just no more lies. And then in parentheses, it says, I don't know what this is about. Pizza. Okay, then there's the fact that multiple peaceful patriots stated their explicit intention to prevent me from being able to film anything, which is pretty typical at protests. Lots of people hate having a camera in their face. So then this is something about someone called LaDawn Jean Deatheridge replies to Ed Vogel saying the Patriot Prayer folks are being too nice against me. Okay, yeah, no, that's terrible. So ultimately, most of this mess is predicated on the lie that I doxed and or stalked Brandon Michael Farley, Farley Media, to his home. So here's another thing. No, it's also because of the troll army that circles this whole mess of the stalking of Farley. And whether or not Econ controls the troll accounts, has secret shadow accounts or not, there's something suspicious going on with mass mobilized sock puppet troll accounts. He broadcast, okay, and then they're going through this. If you think he basically is blaming him for for this being stalked, basically. If you view me as a man, your him to talk is pretty hypocritical, given that Mr. Unbiased Journalist stands by all his claims, including that I broke into his non-existent house. Setting aside the talk of Jeremy Christian did nothing wrong, etc., I do think it's kind of amusing that if you're a trad con type siding with Farley, and so I think that means a traditional conservative, you're expecting a female to be intimidated into silence about a man's disgusting sexual harassment. No, I think that's, yes, definitely a good point to get in there for the voiceless. Brandon Farley and others have established that they see me as a woman or a fake trans when convenient. I'll also point out that they're expecting a woman to shut up about what I suspect someone like Haley Adams would consider sexual harassment. Okay, Portland is still beautiful. That's kind of cool. So basically, I feel kind of out of place. Like, I don't have any right to talk to these kids. Maybe, okay, so this is what's kind of super crazy. I retweet Asha Rangatha says, if you need to make defamatory statements about someone you've let go, it suggests that your reasons for doing so were not sound in the first place. I don't even know what she meant. I just thought, wow, I like cryptic aphorisms. So because Brain Garbage retweeted, this person who blocks me on Twitter will have to like take a picture of something that I retweeted, which I've got like hundreds of tweets, thousands of tweets, and they'd be like, look. And then saying maybe we can talk about defamation. Oh, should I like check the thread? Let's see. I truly do understand that many people don't think I've handled this situation properly, that they'd have acted differently. Again, okay, it's my life this is affecting. I can't defend myself any further at this point. I'll gladly do so in court in a setting where truth matters. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it. This is what you're defending and expecting me to remain silent about. All the demands, threats of the person doing the harassment, not all of it, just some highlights from Brandon Michael Farley at Farley Media. And then these are like the links, tiny little links to tiny little email JPEGs, which I've largely read it. I don't think this is a funny game. If you honestly look at all that Brandon Farley has done and come to the conclusion that I'm a bad person who, okay, and then thread goes on. I had to run an errand and had a bit of a chuckle over being almost the only person I saw not wearing a mask. Don't worry, I'm staying safe. Okay, and then talking about mask laws. Put the law in your own hands. Okay, back to obsessing on NGO, back to obsessing on Bufarash. I don't feel bad at all naming Shelley K. Bufarash as not just a hypocrite and bad faith actor, but someone who sides with liars, bigots, sexual harassers, and people who threaten violence. Imagine my shock. It's approximately 0. Okay, and then what's all this? Okay, I'm trying to make Brandon Farley a target or destroy his life. What do you think he's been doing? It's sure not journalism. So this is a new thread too. Okay, and then this is what she said in March. Yeah, it's hard to critique someone's journalism without targeting them, without making them into a target. That used to be how things were done. Now you make people in their homes into a target and try to destroy their lives. Take away any way they try to make a living. That's sociopathic. So Shelley K. Bufarash, friend of / photographer for Andy NGO, no, also friend of Brandon Brown, is also joining in on Brandon Farley's calls to fraudulently report me for disability fraud. Is there no low you won't stoop to? What's your excuse? And I'm kind of a UBI person. I don't share the interest in that obsessing on other people's perceived disabilities. That's not my cup of tea. It's probably wrong. Okay, let's be real. How do I get out of this thread? So you get like trapped in these econ breakfast threads, and then you want to keep referring to them, but it's ruminative and excessive, possibly. I hate saying that because I'm kind of like that, so I really identify with it. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, then this is stuff that is considered offensive because evidently, I think econ breakfast is totally cute, and then I guess that's really upsetting, but I've had people do Photoshop for making fun of me. Flag Youngblood, that weird conservative dude, did that in like the yearbook office in high school. But this isn't the yearbook office in high school. You know, like these are supposedly grown-ups. Okay, so I'm getting pretty bored here trying to get this all. I think I've got Okay, so here's another one. I'm not trying to make Brandon Farley a target or destroy his life. What do you think he's been doing? It's sure not journalism. What does C.K. Bufarash have to say about jumping on Fraudley's call to report me for disability fraud? I'm just gonna skip that. Okay. Oh, here we go. I'm under no obligation to obey phony Twitter cease and desist. I had some cease and desist tweets, and I had a letter to my lawyer friend asking to send a cease and desist, specifically about the penis pics, which I find to be very sexually harassing and predatory of Econ to be sexually harassing Brandon Farley about his genitals, which Econ needs to like take a chill pill and like admit that this is pathologically strange from both sides. I'm under no obligation to obey phony Twitter cease and desist orders based on the absurd fabrications of a mentally ill abuser and someone who's either confused or being manipulated or is also acting in incredibly bad faith, making false accusations. Okay, where are we? See if I can see this. Brandon Farley, you've already been served a cease and desist. The FBI and a private law firm has been notified of your campaign of harassment, which has led to real damage from dangerous Antifas whom you provide kill lists for and are a threat to our community. And I think a part of Econ's problem is that Econ is sanitizing the violence of the street kid anarchists and their stalking and their beatdowns and their haircutting and threats and punchdowns and whatever. They can be extremely violent. And that's what we're talking about. You don't have to sanitize their violence, Econ. Okay, so... Okay, then Econ is trying to say, but look how Brandon Farley talks about women. They're both like Hunter S. Thompson, aren't they? They're just both these, or like some extremely flamboyant artist, poet type that is just like so offensive, or like how James Joyce used to be perceived, just so offensive off the charts that the obsession is offensive. I don't know how, is this going to be like a 30-year passionate Twitter war? Because, oh my god, I'm to the end of this movie at 22 minutes. I want to part 3 though. Can I get away with that? I think I should keep going.